Well, as anyone who is following my Twitter should know, I have been recently playing Steep, a game that came out last year, but only got around to playing this year. I believe it came out last year. I'm not quite certain on that, so don't quote me. And oh my god, it starts with this. Anyway, so this is a open world. You should know what it is, but anyway, it's a open world style snow sports game. At least that's the only way I could explain it. It has I am playing on this PS4. It's been doing it recently did a free weekend. Why brain? No, a free weekend. And I decided to give it a go because I sure as hell wasn't gonna buy it. Now, the reason I didn't want to buy it will become apparent soon. At least I hope it will. Just so you know, if you hear something that resembles a jet engine in the background, that is my PS4. Here we go. Yes, I'm playing as a female, sure. So yeah. Unlike other people, like... okay, I'll give it that. It's got eye adjustment, but it's not really hard to code, is it? I mean, Uncharted 4 had it very well. I'll do that video on Uncharted 4 soon, maybe. Anyway, game. First things first. It is very, very pretty. I mean, the sparkles and the snow, the textures, and decent. And, it's rather pretty. The frame rate is horrible, though. Like, it's horrid. It drops to, like, 25 FPS most of the time. But, let's get started. So, controls. Simply push off where you want to go, and push the left stick will go there. The character is interesting. If you hold down, circle is mountain view, which brings you basically where you fast travel. Square is I have no clue what square does. Square doesn't seem to do anything. Triangle is retry, where basically it teleports you back to where you were last time you were standing still. And instead of having a jump button, it has a quite curious, basically taunt button. Well, not quite taunt, but that's the way I would describe it. So yeah, I'm basically now just snowboarding about. Now the way you do tricks, if I hold down L2, you'll notice my character goes into like a kind of stunt position. Let go, she jumps. Now I tried to do a front flip because I wasn't paying attention and I fell flat face on the ground. Now I tried to do a front flip again. Basically, it's not bad. By no means, it's not bad. But it lacks in gameplay, I have to say. It's not perfect. It's very pretty. The controlling is relatively fun, but it just lacks in gameplay. It's not incredible. It's not the funnest game I've ever played. Like, most fun, not funnest. Fun isn't a word, Dylan. Anyway, I mean, like, SSX is a much better game, let's just say that. SSX is a lot more fun, there's a lot more tricks, it's a lot more stylized. This is just trying to be realistic, and it isn't doing it fantastically. I mean, the wingsuiting, which we'll get onto later, the control scheme isn't fantastic. I was hoping it would go close to Just Cause 3's wingsuiting, because the wingsuiting in that was fantastic. It didn't. Instead, it tries to do its own thing, where you have to constantly pull back on the left stick to fly, and it makes it seem a lot slower than it actually is. The snowboarding is fine. If you push stick, she does weird tricks. Like I'll show you what R2 does. If you hold down L2, it does bugger all. If you hold down L1, it changes camera. I didn't know that was a thing. That's new. As you could probably tell right now, it's got snow deformation, and the snow deformation is very pretty. But it just doesn't, like, the game does, the game's visuals doesn't excuse the frame rate. Because, I mean, we've got games like Uncharted 4 running on the PS4 at a solid 30. And then, like, the Nathan Drake collection running at a solid 60. It isn't excusable. I will say though, one of my favorite features in this is if you tap L1, you go to GoPro mode. And now this video is going to be full of marketing because this game has got so many damn brands on there, like Red Bull and GoPro and other things that I don't even recognize. But I love this. Like, it's brilliant. Like, it's almost first person, but it also, as you can probably hear, it changes the sound. Affects the sound like it's being recorded on GoPro, and it's so nice. I love that. But yeah, I'm seriously picking up speed here. So what I'm going to do now is just hold down R2, sorry, because you go into like a small thing, and for some reason it's deciding to do that. I don't understand. It has no reason to do that. It just does. I don't understand. Now, control scheme again isn't bad. It's just not particularly fun. Now, if I stop, that was a back. Was that front? I can't remember. That was a backflip. Yeah. Anyway, to change sports, as it's one of the selling points of the game. To change sports, you hold down R1. So now I've got snowboarding, which I've been doing, paragliding, which I'll do later, skiing, which I'll do now, and wingsuiting. So go to skiing, it simply switches, and off you go. So, works. And then it's the same. And you fall on the ground. You can turn on a mode that does trick safety. And I just realized something. The settings menu in this is alright, but I mean, like, you go into sound options just because I just remember the thing, just to make sure this video doesn't get copyrighted up the arse. Anyway, so you've got airsports controls like that, which is fine. In game, yeah, fine. Trick safety, I've turned it off, which means I can do stuff like fall flat on my face. Controls, can't change them. Video options, you can change the contrast, the brightness, and ride without HUD, and nothing else. Credits, I'm not even going to click on that. Language and subtitles, you get that, so it's not incredible. Shop, it's a shop, I hate it already. Riders is where you get to customize the rider, which is a nice thing. Progress, you see the progress. That's your profile, that's social, so nothing there. World tour. Anyway. Live, basically, nothing interesting. News, also nothing interesting. But yeah. And here we go. Another problem with the game is it's got online DRM. You cannot play this game offline. You could say, like, play by yourself and play by yourself. No, you can't. Ubisoft tried to, like, do this, like, seamless online online multiplayer thing, which is basically a little jolt or a little lag spike every time someone joins. And it's really annoying because it means you can't play by yourself, and they are really pissy. Like, they won't leave you alone. At least they haven't left me alone. I'm not going to try and prove this because, frankly, I could be asked, and my PS4 is on the other side of the room. So, yeah. So, I'm currently in Alaska. The game usually the game starts in the Alps, but I want to go to Alaska because Alaska is a much nicer place. I don't understand how I failed that, but here you can definitely see what I mean by frame rate. The frame rate is just chugging along here. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. But and that happens. And I don't understand why that happens. Like, I get the idea, it's like, ooh, you're taking damage because you hit something hard. Yeah, but what's the point? I'm just gonna walk. Anyway, what's the point? You take damage, okay, but only once you get to a certain level does it actually matter. See, there we go, that's someone joining. See over there. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to snowboarding. Snowboarding's much nicer. Come on. Here we go. Anyway. Like, again, I want to like this because it's such a, like, it's an idea that I'm a fan of. There's two. It starts you off in the Alps, like I was saying. It starts you off in the Alps, so I went to Alaska because first thing, it's a nicer country. Second thing, it's because everyone's done a video on literally everyone who has played this game did a video on the Alps, and I wanted to be like, ooh, look at me, I'm different. No, I just wanted to give you something else. So welcome to Alaska. It's a much prettier place where you have concussions. That's my chair. Anywho, now she won't move. Let's walk. So walking, fine. Control the camera freely, all that freely, and then hold down R2. It says sprint, but it's not a sprint. That's a jog. And you might be saying, and it makes sense if you're going uphill. It's like, she's like clambering up. She can't go that fast. But we are on a perfectly flat surface, which is just covered with snow, not ice. So she should be able to run properly. No, she's jogging. It is marketed as jog. See, there's people. Won't leave you alone. I bet you they won't leave me alone. I swear I'm gonna get an invite in this video. I'll be surprised if I don't. Anyway, so where was I? Pretty, that's all I can say. It's got prettiness, and it's relatively fun, and there's a lot of stuff to do. It's definitely not lacking in content. It's lacking in gameplay. Playing isn't as fun as SSX is, and I'm going to always bring this up. SSX is an arguably better game. This is just not. This is just more of a better simulator. And now here we go. This happens multiple times. You get like stuck in areas. Oh, there we go. That is now a problem because the free weekend is is ending today. It wasn't supposed to end now. To completely explain what I think of Steep, gameplay isn't as fun as it can be. It's not arcadey. It's trying to be too realistic, but it's not fantastic at being realistic to begin with. The snowboarding, it feels like almost like Skate 3's skateboarding, but not quite as refined or as fun. Now, the skiing is the same as the snowboarding. There's actually no difference that I could find, at least, except for you can go up hills quicker. The parachuting, the paragliding isn't great. It kind of just, I mean, come on. It's just, you're gliding about, it's not fantastic. The wingsuiting, it doesn't have the same control scheme as Just Cause 3, which is really annoying. So you kind of just, you go constantly going down, you have to pull back, which slows you down a lot, so it feels a lot slower than it actually is. The online DRM thing I've already talked about, it's terrible. DRM in general is terrible. The DLC is overpriced, I believe. At least I think so. It is completely overpriced. I really don't like it. And, what else is there? The visuals, it looks incredible, but the frame rate is shocking. I don't recommend it, especially not for the price. If you get it for like a $5, pick it up, why not? But don't buy it for almost 40 quid. Why don't you buy Star Wars Battlefront instead? You can buy the deluxe edition, which comes with all the DLC, for £29, so you can't really complain. So that was a video on Steep. It was also my first game on the PS4 that I've done on the channel. Sorry, that had to be a disappointing one.